right, and asked for the Israelites in marriage. I'll prove that. Look at John chapter 17, verse. Okay, let's prove that. John chapter 17, verse 10.
It's the book of John, chapter 17 and verse 10. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them.
Right, because all mine are thine. So the Heavenly Father gave Yahushua a people, who? The children of Israel. So we are espoused, we are with Yahushua because Yahushua has received us as a blessing from the Heavenly Father. And that's what a father does. A father sends out his son to or gets a wife for his son, right? A good father is going to get a wife for his son. Let's go to Genesis chapter 24, right? And then verse 3. Fathers want their son to have a wife, and not some any wife, man, just off the streets, man. A holy wife, right? And that's Israel. The Most High, has chosen Israel also for the sake of Yahushua, because Yahushua is holy, and he wants a holy and righteous nation to be with Yahushua. You got it?
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 24 and verse 3. And I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell.
Right. So this is Abraham, right, speaking concerning Isaac. Right. Abraham speaking concerning Isaac to his servant that he sent out to Mesopotamia to get a wife for his son. Right. And Isaac, right, the story of Isaac was very similar to what? Let's go to Genesis chapter 22 and start verse 1.
It's the book of Genesis chapter 22 and verse number 1. And it reads, And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, Behold, here I am.
Right, meaning the Most High tempted Abraham by testing him in that sense. Right, tested Abraham. This is his test. Let's get to verse 2 as well.
And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac.
It says thine only son Isaac. So how many sons did Abraham have? So how's Isaac the only son? Because he's the begotten son. He's the son that the Most High actually cares for.
Right.
God doesn't care about Ishmael.
Yeah.
Right? This is why the Quranists do not like the Bible, because it tells them that their forefather, Ishmael, no one cares about. God doesn't care about Ishmael.
That's right.
Yahweh said, take your only son Isaac. Ishmael's still alive, doing whatever he's doing, riding camels somewhere. But he said, take your only son Isaac, go on.
Whom thou lovest.
Whom what?
Whom thou lovest.
So this is the loved son of Abraham. He has another son, but this is the one he loves. Right? Go on.
And get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of.
Right. And he was destined to be offered for a burnt offering. Right? Take your only son whom you love and offer him for a burnt offering. Who is that? Let's go to Matthew 17, verse 5.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 17 and verse number 5. And it reads, While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased, hear ye him."
Right. I thought we're all children of God.
See that?
Right. That's what everyone said. We're all children of God. But yeah, the Most High has a beloved Son.
Right.
He has an only begotten Son. And that's Yahushua. Just like Abraham, he had another son. But no one cares about him. Right? And in this instance, the Most High set it up where he got Moses and he got Elijah and said, "No, Yahushua, that's my son. Right? That's my beloved, in whom I'm well pleased." So yeah, I know you respect Moses. Yeah, I know you respect Elijah. But Yahushua is above them, man. Let's go back to Genesis 22, and then let's go to verse 7. Right, so Isaac, the story of Isaac is a foreshadowing of Yahushua. And Abraham was dealing with him like, as the father of Yahushua.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse 7. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, "My father." And he said, Here am I, my son." And he said, "Behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering?"
Where is the lamb for a burnt offering? Go on.
And Abraham said, "My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering." So they went both of them together.
Right. So there's a lamb meant to be for the burnt offering. This is what Isaac is coming to represent, the lamb for the burnt offering. We went through it was last week about the sin offering and the lamb for the burnt offering. Go on.
And they came to the place which God had told him of, and Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. On the altar
where the sacrifices are made, right? Isaac was laid upon the altar where the sacrifices. Show me someone else that was laid upon the altar, right? Where the sacrifices are to be made, right? This was what Isaac did. You think the Most High just made Isaac just do that just for fun? And after Most High laughs and says, I tricked you, right? April Fools. The start of the year is April Fools. Right? He didn't do that. It wasn't for a joke, right? This is a foreshadowing because Yahushua was to lay his life down, was to be a lamb, right? But this wasn't the time. Yahushua had an appointed time that he was going to do, and he did that for us, right? So the life of Isaac is a foreshadowing of Yahushua. So let's go to Genesis 24 and verse 4.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 24 and verse 4. And it reads, "But thou shalt go unto my country."
Right. Abraham told his servant Eliezer of Damascus, "Go unto my country," right? Go unto the country that I have established, right? Go on.
"And to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac." Right.
So this is before the so-called law of Moses, right? You're meant to be of your own people, right? The Most High, right, has ordained man to be with their own people. Not something Moses just made up himself, right? So Abraham was told his servant to get a wife for his son Isaac, right? This is also a foreshadowing of us, right? The Most High has gone to get a wife for Yahushua, right? Someone that's holy, someone that's separate from the nations. That's why there's so much care taken upon us. As a husband, you're gonna care for how your wife presents herself, the mindset your wife has, not thinking about everyone else.
Right.
That's why the Most High cares about how we are, and he's harsh with us, and he chastises us, because of the love that he has for us, right? So this is all a marriage between the Most High Son, Yahushua, and the children of Israel. So right now we're in an espousal, right? We haven't been completely consummated in the marriage. Otherwise, we'd be living together. Do you see Yahushua living with us? No, man. He's waiting for us. We're preparing ourselves for the marriage where we could be together.
So then could this not be that the Esther thing with Mordecai and Esther before the king? The way that Israel is being right now. When Esther went into the palace, she had to go through certain things in order to be ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So could that not be, this not be something like a foreshadow of what that is? What I'm saying is, could this not be a foreshadowing of what the experience that Esther had? It's a bit like what the Israelites are having to experience. When she went into the palace, she had to go through a purification process to get her ready to be that person that she was supposed to be before the king. So this is what we've just been taught now, and my mind is telling me that Israel is going through a similar process to be refined before the husbandman.
Yeah, so literally, even heathens had purification processes for their wives. You know, so they will purify the women in that sense. So yeah, it would be like that. But this is even holier than that. You know, because they're doing it. That's Persians purifying a woman, right? Which even shows you are meant to do that. You know, especially if heathen are doing that. You know, we're meant to do that as well. So yeah, we are right now being purified. You know, that sins can be out from us because Yahushua has come to marry someone that's holy. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy.
Right. So it's a godly jealousy. Why? Because you can be jealous of your wife. Why? If your wife is dealing with other people, then naturally you should be jealous. You should be like, I'm not jealous. I don't mind my wife being at this man's house. It's fine. You know, that's cool.
Yep.
You know, real men aren't insecure like that. No, that's not that's off, man. Right? A real man is gonna be jealous. He doesn't want people, you know, with his wife, man.
Right.
Go on.
For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Mashiach.
Right. So we're not yet married. We're espoused, right? Meaning we are engaged, betrothed to one husband, which is Yahushua, that we can be presented as a chaste virgin, right? That we can be presented as a pure woman, right? As a nation to Yahushua. So right now he's a master, but in the future he'll be husband, right? So yeah, I mean, don't need much more than that, I think. Actually, let's get Genesis 24. And in verse 64.
See that? So book of Genesis chapter 24 and verse 64. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lifted off the camel. Lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, it is my master.
Right, it is my master. So at that time, right, the master, they just betrothed, right? Isaac is a master. So,
therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
right, and then, right, that marriage was consummated, and then she became his wife. So,
When is the party?
what's that, sorry?
The well of the party for the wedding.
Oh, I mean, the okay. So, okay, let's go to Tobit real quick. So you didn't have to, there's no law that says, yeah, you know, you have to send out a wedding invite with the RSVPs, and then, you know, make sure 200 people are there. You know, make sure you got a chocolate fountain with the strawberries, you know, or make sure, you know, you got your garment. Make sure there's some uncles that spray money around you and stuff like that. You know, there's no spraying money on the bride in the Bible.
See that?
That's not in there. So there's no law that says you have to do that. You know, personally, I don't even think that's comely and righteous. But you know, that's my mind. Yeah, let's go to Tobit, chapter 8. Well, let's start at Tobit, chapter 7. Let's start at verse 13.
It's the book of Tobit, chapter 7 and verse 13. Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand and gave her to be wife to Tobias, saying, behold, take her after the law of Moses, and lead her away to thy father. And he blessed them.
Right. So it says, take her after the law of Moses, right? Because the law of Moses will show you, you know, Tobias, he needed to be with a woman of his nation to make sure that the tribe of Naphtali kind of stayed, and the inheritance didn't drift away. Let's read on.
And called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it. Then they began to eat. After Ragul called his wife Edna, and said unto her, sister, prepare another chamber, and bring her in thither.
All right, so chamber is a room in which, this chamber is a room in which they were going to consummate this marriage. Right, so they've agreed that they will be husband and wife, and now they're going to prepare a place that they're going to consummate this marriage. Right, let's go to Tobit chapter 8, and then let's start verse 9.
So book of Tobit, chapter 8 and verse 9. So they slept both that night, and Ragul arose and went and made a grave,
Right. So he thought, right, you gotta get the context, obviously. he thought that he was gonna die because there was an evil spirit sent upon his wife that, you know, her previous husbands that were gonna marry her died. And he just assumed that it was gonna happen again. Right? If it happened multiple times, he just assumed, yeah, let me just prepare a grave this time and not waste no time. Right? The other husbands died, look, I ain't gonna waste no time. Right? Let's read on.
Verse
Verse 10.
Verse 10, saying, I fear lest he also be dead.
Mm-hmm.
But when Raguel was come into his house, he said unto his wife Edna, send one of the maids, and let her see whether he be alive. If he be not, that we may bury him, and no man know it.
Mm-hmm.
So the maid opened the door, and went in, and found them both asleep.
Right, so they're both asleep in there. Hold on, so they're not sleeping because they had a long night of Scrabble.
See that?
You know, because they were just playing chess all night. Right? They're not sleeping because, you know, they did a workout, right? To see who could do the most push-ups, and they're just tired now, right? Or there was, you know, doing that spin thing that they had in the early 1900s, just watching it spin, right? Or playing with dolls. No, they're in a marriage chamber, right? Yeah, Keem, what was you gonna say?
In verse 9 in 7 and 13, the vice of the bull, is it the same person?
So the verse 9 and verse 13.
Yes, 7 and 8 and verse 9 the bull, and then in 7 and 13 the vice, is it the same person?
Oh no! Raguel is the father of the wife that is married.
But they both got the same name, Bull, so the same name.
No, Tobias is the husband, and the father of the wife is Raguel.
Thank you.
Let's read verse 12.
It's Toby 8 and verse 12. He said unto his wife Edna, send one of the maids, and let us see whether he be alive. If he be not, that we may bury him, and no man know it.
Go on.
So the maid opened the door, and went in, and found them both asleep, and came forth and told them that he was alive.
Go on.
Then Raguel praised God, and said, O God, thou art worthy to be praised with all pure and holy praise. Therefore, let thy saints praise thee with all thy creatures, and let all thine angels and thy elect praise thee forever. Thou art to be praised, for thou hast made me joyful, and that is not come to me which I suspected, but thou hast dealt with us according to thy great mercy.
So he's grateful and thankful that this has gone forth, this has happened, and also bear in mind that this was ordered and set up. You know, let's read on.
Verse 17, thou art to be praised because thou hast had mercy of two that were the only begotten children of their fathers. Grant them mercy, O Lord, and finish their life in health with joy and mercy.
Right. It was important that she married with someone of the same tribe. It's not by law you have to be with someone of the same tribe, but if you have only a daughter, then she should marry of the same tribe to keep your inheritance upon the earth. To say you're from the tribe, let's get in the law. We'll come back. Numbers 36. Let's say you're from the tribe of Benjamin. You only have a daughter. Then in order for Benjamin to be still established upon the earth, it wouldn't make sense for her to be for her to be of a husband from the tribe of Simeon. because then your inheritance is going to go to Simeon instead of staying in Benjamin. Because then if everyone did that, now Benjamin's inheritance can just get rooted up. So if you only had a daughter, you'd have to stay with your people. It's the Numbers 36, and then start verse 6.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 36 and verse 6. This is the thing which the Lord doeth command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, let them marry to whom they think best. Only to the family of the tribe of their father shall they marry.
Right, so this is because he was inquiring about what he should do with his daughters having no sons. So what should you do if you have a daughter or multiple daughters, you don't have any sons? The counsel is that they should be from the family of the tribe of their people, because in those times you had tribes and lands allotted. So like each inheritance will have lands that they go by. You had a land for Benjamin, you had a land for Simeon, you had a land for Zebulun. So they had cities that they were dwelling in. So all of these places, you would need to be from that tribe, to be really in that place, in the land that their forefathers have set up. So if you only have daughters and they marry to another tribe, all of your inheritance is going to another tribe, and that wouldn't be expedient.
So therefore, now that we are of the tribe of Judah, now we know that they were three, was it Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that were together? So we can only marry among these three, these two, or we can just marry any of the children of Israel or the Israelite.
Yeah, so like I said, this is for if you only have daughters. If you don't have any sons. If you have a son, your tribe will continue nonetheless. If you only have daughters, then that's what you should do. Because it's all about the lineage and the inheritance staying within yourself, and it's spiritual chiefly, but it's also physical in terms of like economic wealth, staying within your people, making sure that it stays amongst your family and kind of goes down, just to give respect upon your tribe and your family and your household. So it is that really in a context it's more economic, but on a deeper level it's spiritual as well. So, and that's why we shouldn't be with the other nations.
Yep.
Because that's why our economy is messed up. That's why all these other nations, they say, no, you can't marry this person. Don't just say, they're racist. Oh yeah, Indians are racist. They don't want me to marry down what are the names? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They don't want me to marry their women, man. Shivani.
You see that?
Right? Oh, shit. Yeah, man. With these people, man, see, the parents are racist. And I say, what am I going to do? Now you're finding ways to get married to Shivani, man. Well, you shouldn't get married to her. Right? They're trying to give they got money, right? Them Indians, they got money. So you think they want to give their inheritance down to the Negro? No, man, they don't want to do that, man. So say, they're racist. Yeah, they're looking after their race.
That's right.
They're looking after their people. So they don't want to give and give their daughter unto you, because they don't want to give their inheritance down to you, because they worked for what they got. A lot of us, we don't have, our parents didn't have that much. So when we get married, we're not thinking about our inheritance that comes from our fathers. the other nations are. That's why they keep within their families. That's why the Chinese, they keep with them. Oh, no, Chinese girl, Xi Jinping, she doesn't want to be with me.
Yeah.
You know, she just wants to drink her bubble teas and she doesn't want to share them with me because our dad said so. Well, that's because she wants to keep her parents taught her to keep her lineage with her. Right? So, you know, that's why we've got to stay with our own people, man. You know, you can't be with the Arabs, can't be with the Egyptians, the Chinese, the Afghans, the Persians, none of them. That's why we're messed up, man. We're fornicating too much with these other nations, and now you have no inheritance to go down. You know, that's why, you know, mixed race households don't prosper really. You know, it causes more divide in amongst our nation of people. And that's why you got a lot of single mother households where you have a white mother raising an Israelite child, because that doesn't work out. Now, inheritance is just all messed up there. You know, now you're in prison on the wing, man. Just read that, Numbers 36 and then verse 7. Yeah.
Number 36 and verse 7. So shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe, for every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers.
Right. You wouldn't want the inheritance to remove from one tribe to another tribe. You know, so if you have daughters, you know, the Most High said, you know, keep with your tribe. If you have a son and daughters, you don't need to do that, because your son, no matter what wife he's with, he's going to continue your tribe upon the earth, and your inheritance goes to your firstborn son anyway. So this is about, you know, if you don't have a son, where does my inheritance go down to? Having no sons. It's going to go down to your daughters. So make sure she marries within your people, because your firstborn son is going to, you don't have a son, but your son is going to be who your daughter marries. That would be your son. And your inheritance will really go to him. Your inheritance will go to the husband, the head of that household. So it will go to your daughter, but when she marries, it's going to go to the husband. So he's going to be like your son, and you're going to be his father-in-law. So that's how, you know, concept of father-in-law really comes about, because of the inheritance that comes down from the parents, which, you know, we still have to keep that custom as much as possible, if possible. You know, we may not have it from our forefathers, but we have to try and keep that for our children, and not think about, you know, I'm just going to go somewhere, just escape to the country. You know, like, how can I bless my children and give an inheritance to them? That's our custom. That's how we keep the commands. And let's get verse 8 as well.
Verse 8. And every daughter that possesseth an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father, that the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his fathers.
Right. So you want to enjoy the inheritance of your fathers. And also, it's also about, you know, from regeneration. You get regenerated through your tribe. You're not going to be able to get regenerated through your tribe if you blot out your tribe. It'll be a disdain for your tribe, man. That is no Naphtali about. There was a time where Benjamin was running low, right? Because the Benjamites were freaking out. So you have to, you know, be of your own people. Let's go back to Tobit, though. There's the last point on there that I want to make.
19. It's the book of Tobit 8, sorry. We're going back to. Okay, cool. Praises.
Yeah.
It's the book of Tobit, chapter 8 and verse, no, it's off from 18. Verse 18. Then Raguel bade his servants to fill the grave.
Right, to fill the grave, because you don't need that grave no more. Right, get that out of it in case someone falls in there and hurts himself. Now you have to pay their wages. Right, so if you don't just leave graves hanging about and pits and holes. Because if an animal falls in there and says, "Look, my animal fell in there, you dug that," hey, that's on you. Now the animal's dead. So you want to fill that quick. Go on.
And he kept the wedding feast 14 days.
Right. So this is after they slept together. It literally says in verse 9, they slept both that night. So they slept together. Like I said, they're not in there, you know, just watching. They didn't have movies then. They were watching movies then, right? So after they slept together, they had the wedding feast after, right? Is that evil? Is that sin? No, this was the custom that was made, right? The wedding was a celebration here of the consummation. Go on.
Verse 20, for before the days of the marriage were finished, Raguel had said unto him by an oath that he should not depart till the 14 days of the marriage were expired. And then he should take the half of his goods and go
That's it, really. So the point is, it's not by law you have a marriage, wedding. I'll say it's not by law you have a wedding and then you get married after. Now, a wedding can be a celebration of a marriage that's already taken place, but because we've taken away the first custom of the dowry being made by going to the household, Esau took that custom out. He doesn't know about that custom. All he knows is about Saturnalia and just freaking off in the streets. He doesn't, and with all types of flesh. So he doesn't know about initial customs and, you know, speaking to people, you know, having game. Esau doesn't know game.
Sorry.
Esau he didn't invent the term drop game or move into someone, right? Or enticing someone. The last thing you want is an Edomite enticing someone. That doesn't sound good at all.
Right.
But they don't know about that.
And even a point on that as well, with the custom of dowries. I don't remember the last time I seen Edomites give a dowry. I don't remember them doing it. You see a lot of that custom amongst like so-called Africans. You know, they kind of come to the house. You know, they bring the gifts. Okay, there's a woman, and they talk. Each family talks. Edomites don't do that, right? They kind of met on Hinge, and then now they're together now, and you know, they have a little marriage in that, and then that's it. They don't really have that custom. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or they're at a club.
Yeah.
Right?
Pub.
In the pub toilets. Alright? That's how they find their wives. In the pub toilets. Next to Peggy Mitchell. That's where they find their wife. That's their dowry. 2 pints of lager. That's the dowry that they make. Alright? So we're far from that, man. We're a holy. That's why the Lord didn't choose them, man. Most High chose us, right? And you see, the brother was saying, our people still keeping those customs, man.
But still, there's a lot of our people that are forcing for integration. But if we have integration, we're never going to be what we should be.
Exactly. We need to come back to our people and be a holy people.
Yeah, we need to have separation.
Oh, come on.
That's the thing as well. I think because the white people taught us to hate the black man so much and hate each other and hate ourselves, that we're even teaching our kids to hate the black man as well. My sister was dating a white boy, that's why she did from Israel, I told you. And when she was talking at UIC, she was dating a white boy. And now even my mom was saying, she rather my sisters date white guys than date black men because black man's gonna leave and this and that. But yeah, foolishness. So it's been heavily integrated in black people's brain.
And quick before that, a lot of people leave because they don't have that firstly understanding and responsibility. But you see, you know, if you go on pay a dowry and the covenant is made, now you know you've gone to the Father for that. So now, your father, the father of the son of the daughter, so like is looking over that. So now you're gonna be kind of scared now, right, to mess around. But a lot of people, they're dealing with women, they don't know the father, so it's easy to do what they're doing. But if the father knew that what people were doing, I don't think people would be doing what they're doing with these women.
Yeah, even to add to what you just said as well, actually, like with the custom of a dowry, it's not just your name, it's the family's name now. So your full family now, they kind of sit across from each other, they speak, right? They know who you are. So now you have to maintain that integrity to take the woman, right? Vice versa. Because everyone's seen it now. So imagine how they break up. That's an embarrassment. You've tarnished your family's name. You know what I'm saying? Then even on the second point you mentioned about how we don't really love ourselves anymore, right? It's kind of predictive programming. Because when you see on adverts, they do a lot of these adverts. You see it's a white girl and a black boy, right? You see, okay, they're kissing, right, or whatever. It'd be like a silly advert about Specsavers. They can't see each other. Now they put the glasses on. Now it's black and white. Now we're together, yin and yang. They love that. You know what I'm saying? That's predictive programming. So because we don't have a moral code or compass to go by now, it's just okay. Well, we already have the stereotype on our head that our people don't stay together anyway. So we're just gonna say, cool, let's go with Becky. It's easy, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's predictive programming in films, adverts, movies, everything. Okay.
Can I just ask one question about marriage within the Hebrew community? Not anyone saying American, but
Shouldn't have that though.
Well, if somebody wanted to be married, how, who would officiate over that? I mean, what's the system currently within this circle of officiation of marriage?
So it's the same thing. You have to go through the father. So, in an ideal situation, you go through the father and do that. An ideal situation, her father's in the truth. We're not always in the ideal situation. So there's core and customs that come with that. There's core and customs that come with that. That's we do have to wrap up. So I won't even start to go into that, because if I start, I have to finish it, because I can't just end halfway and then people are like, oh yeah, you can do this, and then they didn't get the whole thing. But
Yeah, no, so I was just thinking who officiated those things.
Yeah, I could just say, in the ideal situation, a father that's in the truth, that's who you have to go to. So, you go to the father that's in the truth of the daughter that's in the truth, and then you ask the father and inquire for the wife, and he lets you know if that's something he would approve of, and then you go from there. If he says no, he says no. You can't just because that's not why. If he approves of it, then you go from there. That's what I'll say is that ideal situation, because we didn't ideally we know the law, the father knows the law, the daughter knows the law, the wife you should be going for knows the law, and that's how it will be done. The man inquiring of the wife, going to the husband who knows the Lord, is not gonna be a manipulator and be a wicked man, and actually cares for his daughter. He's gonna having a look over his daughter, make sure that his daughter is given unto a man of understanding, and is gonna make sure that happens. Not meaning a man that knows every single breakdown, not a man that fears the Lord. Right? Some people say they do know breakdowns, but not they're hypocrites. So give it to a man of understanding. So that's ideal. Making sure that you go into the father, everything's clear, and you letting the father know this is your intention. Him approving of that intention. Then you have making sure that you're established as you actually like each other as well, and then you go from there, depending on the the father's requests that you need to fulfill your obligations as well, which may be monetary, maybe servitude, whatever it is. You have to fulfill that end of the bargain before you go forth. That's the ideal situation. As for the ifs and buts and this and that, I can't start that and not finish that. Because if I say one, not finish it, it will get messy.
Yeah, I mean, and to say as well, I don't think you should have the doubt of not wanting to be married, like regardless of age. I don't think that should be something that, because I'm now at this age, no one's gonna consider me. I don't think you should have that mindset, because you could be by yourself and you can still keep the commandments and have faith in Christ. You could be with a head and you could keep the commandments and have faith in Christ. I don't think that should be either or. As long as you're serving the Most High and you have somebody that is going to lead you in that direction, and I think that's what you should look forward to. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, it says if you seek the kingdom, right, all these things will be added unto us. So we shouldn't doubt in our mind, if that's the case. I feel, if that's what you want, the Most High will give you that. Most High willing, that's what we hope for. But don't ever doubt and say, no one's gonna. I don't think you should have that kind of mindset. You should definitely, keep the commandments, faith in Christ, and the Most High will give you what's allotted to you. That's what I'd say.
Let's get Sirach chapter 7, and we'll start at verse 24. And then we'll have to wrap up from there. So
Yeah,
just a straight Q&A today. Straight Q&A today.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 24. Hast thou children, instruct them, and bow down their neck from their youth.
That's 23, but it's cool.
Okay.
So Lord is speaking about, having, children and prior, anything that you've got, making sure you're looking after it, right? Instruct them and bow down their neck from their youth, right? Meaning they should respect you from a child, don't let them get too, puffing their chest out, right? Puffing their chest out at 3 years old, walking around the house.
I'm the daddy.
Yeah. Go on.
Has thou daughters, have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them.
Right. So this is the, chiefly to the father, but also the daughters as well. Also the mothers. If you have daughters, have care of their body. So don't just think, their body, your daughter should just be out there. Right? The Lord said you cannot prostitute your daughter.
Right.
That's evil. Honestly, I heard there's dowries in that. Well, I've got a daughter. You go to the richest guy and say, well, you want my daughter? Your daughter's not even built up like that. Saying, oh yeah, I have to take my daughter, and this is the dowry. He gets her. He's not even in the truth. He takes her and says, no, I don't want it. Now she's back with you again. And I say, kind of is what it is. Now, who else is there? Now you're just finding all the men that, are not going to actually take her as a wife, but are just going to use her and bring her back, but they're paying for her. That's how you can actually use the dowry in a manipulative way and prostitute your daughter. And some people, like the brother mentioned, that you still have that custom in Africa, but some people in Africa, they do that. They don't have a care over their daughter's body. They just have their daughter out there and then say, and then after, she gets older, after the daughter's been doing all types of madness, right, with Jerome and all types of people. Then it says, then a man that's like a Christian man wants to marry her, and then he says, oh, where's the dowry? Well, what do you mean, where's the dowry? You weren't asking that when she was doing all of that. No, oh, where's the dowry now? No, he just wants the money. So that's not sincere. So the Lord says, have a care over their body. Don't have a care over how much money she's worth. Right? Have a care over their body. So that's what we're meant to do. Have a care over their body and show not thyself cheerful toward them. Not be too, everything's a joke. You just laughy all the time. and then you know, now your daughter's slapping you. You say, ha ha ha, funny. You know, your daughter's punching the dad in the belly. You say, ha ha ha, funny. Aren't you cute? You can't do that, man. You know, taking money out your wallet, taking a card out, you know, buying stuff on Amazon, ordering stuff to the house. You say, oh, what have you done again? Oh, you can't do that. No, because then after, when she does doing that to other men, why do you think she's doing that? You can't show yourself cheerful toward them because you teach an evil lesson against them. Let's get 25 and 26, and I will go.
It's verse 25. Marry thy daughter, and so shall thou have performed a weighty matter.
When it says marry thy daughter, it doesn't mean get married to your daughter. No, marry as in the verb sense, and give her into marriage, right? And then you shall have performed a weighty matter. It's a weighty matter. It's not a, whoever she's dealing with, it kind of just is what it is. No, you can't just have your daughter just out there, and then when you feel like it, now I want to do a dowry after. No, you want to make sure this is done before any type of fornication, right? And give her to a man of understanding. Don't give her to the road man. He's not a man of understanding. Oh yeah, he knows the roads, he's streetwise. No, he's not. He needs to be a man of understanding. Talk about understanding that comes from the Most High God, not the understanding that comes from Heady One, right? And Rico, Mitch, Ace. Let's get verse 26.
Verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman.
Right, so you don't want to give yourself to a light woman. Not talking about light skin, light in that context in the stupid. Right, so don't give yourself to a stupid woman. Right, so let's get Exodus 20. Yeah, please. Let's get Exodus 20 verse 1. So don't give yourself to an unwise woman. Give someone that's righteous. So a wife should be looking for a man of understanding. Likewise, that's what a man should be looking for. Right? It shouldn't just be the man that's got understanding, and then the wife is, I just got good looks. No, it says, give not thyself over to a light woman, meaning a woman that's just about looks and has no depth to it. Right. Don't give yourself over to that woman. Right? This person is meant to be raising your children and teaching your household. So you give yourself to a woman of understanding. So, it's important. That's why I said at the beginning, ideally, you have a father in the truth, because a father that has understanding is going to teach his daughter to have understanding. But all praise to the Most High is our Heavenly Father for the fathers.
So book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
All praise to the Most High. So with that, we're gonna wrap up in prayer and we'll close up. So when I say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, you can say it with me. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash,
Kadash,
Hayah,
Ayah,
Shankar,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakwatha,
Malakavka,
Saba'ah,
Tabaa,
Ratazaka,
Tazaka,
Hayah,
Ayah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Baharataza,
Arataza,
Koba,
Kawa,
Hayah,
Ayah,
Bashemayim,
Shamayim,
Nathananawa,
Thananawa,
Lacham,
Lakam,
Kalyawam,
Kavayam,
Wasalaknawa,
Salak,
Kawabathanawa, Kasalaknawa,
Kasalak,
Kawabathianawa,
Wafina,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Tabayanawa,
Kabayana,
Banasayawan,
Banasaya,
Abal,
Abba,
Hawashainawa,
Shine,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Hamalakwa,
Hamalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Waha'ala,
Wathapara,
Wa'apara,
Lawalamyam, Aman.
Aman.
Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us not our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Amen. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. On the live, on the Zoom, all the devices. Shalom.